Fans, welcome. My name is Kris Kloss. Welcome to the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. We are on, as you can see, this is Xtreme Memories, everything XPW going down memory lane. This is a very special episode, and we want to thank all the fans for their support. Been getting a lot of feedback. I want to thank everybody from the episodes we've done from 2020 all the way to now. For everybody on social media, check out the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel at TW Chatter, Instagram and Twitter. Of course, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel. The more subscribers we get, the more great content we can bring to you. Okay, I said it, a special episode, a different episode. What we're going to do is we're going to go down memory lane quite literally. We're going to be simultaneously watching, commenting with you XPW from back in the day. We are going to be watching specifically XPW TV episode number 80, an interesting episode, a crazy episode, and you'll see why. This aired back in January the 26th of 2002. I can't believe it's been that long, over 22 years. Now, I am not alone. No, I'm not. I'm not going to be. I'm with you fans, of course, but I'm going to be joined by my co-host from XPW TV, my tag team partner. Hey, he is the one and only. He is Juantastico. There he is. Hey, Juantastico, where you been, pal? How are you, too?
Kloss, I'm doing great, man. It's great to see you. It's great to be back on the Wrestling Chatter channel. Shout out to the producer, George. Shout out to you, buddy. Shout out to all the fans watching. Thank you for tuning in. We do appreciate it.
Well, you are now the triple threat of Xtreme Memories, because you've been on once, you've been on with Larry Rivera, and now look at that, 3 times. So you hold the crown, my friend. I just realized that right now. Okay, so as we said, we're going to be watching episode XPW TV episode number 80. There's roughly 140 TV episodes, so we're kind of almost right in the middle there. And for everybody listening on audio, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to YouTube. You're going to type in XPW TV 80, should pop up right there. And you're going to start it simultaneously, hit the play button when I count down and our producer hits play right here. And be sure to get rid of any YouTube commercials beforehand. Get that ready and then hit play once we count that down. So, Gabriel, like I said, January the 26th, 2002, the world was different. Wrestling was different. We were a little different, dude, and we were calling the action. We were there at those exciting times on, with television, with the live events, with all the stars that came through XPW, all the controversy, you name it, anything that you're interested in when talking about, let's say, that time frame. It wasn't too short, wasn't too long from when you debuted as an announcer as well at that point.
Yeah, honestly, I'm excited just to, go down memory lane, watch the episode with you. Like, honestly, my memory's a little blurry, a little hazy, if you will. So long ago, everything that went down, but I'm looking forward to like watching the episode and seeing what memories just, pop into my head. I'm sure it's going to be, I'm sure things are going to be, setting off the memory, be like, oh, remember when that thing, and I remember. I really don't remember much, honestly. I can't put the episodes in order sequentially. I couldn't tell you what was going on. When I see the episodes, though, I do remember, like, oh yeah, that was around that time. So I'm looking forward to doing it and watching it along with you and with the fans, and seeing what gets peaked in the old memory there.
All right. Well, and you know what? That was a crazy time in the world of wrestling, not just XPW. kayfabe was still going more in comparison than it is today, of course. Not
Definitely
what it was in the early 80s, but, it was that middle time of pro wrestling. It was almost up to, let's say, WrestleMania 20, where we are now, right? 40th WrestleMania. So we were like part of history right there. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get set. Again, if you're listening on podcast or any form of audio, go ahead and log on to YouTube, type in episode 80 of XPW TV, and we will count it down right now. Get those YouTube commercials out of the way as well. Okay, so without any further ado, this is yours truly, Kris Kloss, along with my tag team partner, the one and only Juantastico. Great to be back. This is the first for us since back in the day, and we're going to be watching right now something that we were doing, we were calling, we were hosting, and that is, we haven't seen it. We didn't pre-watch this, folks. So enjoy, folks. We're going to start the episode in 3, 2, 1. Bang. There it is, KGLA. And that was a affiliate of the
America One.
America One, yeah, that's right.
There it is.
Well,
Mr. Kevin Kleinrock, the old, with all due respect, and I say with all love and affection, Mr. Dorco Dude and Mr. Robert Black.
Yeah, Rob Black, Kevin Kleinrock, and there's the lavish palatial office right there. Oh. So now we're looking at, I guess, the previous show that we did, the Grand Olympic. There's GQ Money, who's in WWE now, Steve Asano, and oh my goodness, Perry House and Robert Thomas. Those were the two guys on the street they got, and the crowd was not happy to go against the for the titles. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm kind of remembering the swerve, if you will. One too many swerves. They were always swerving, promising big surprises on shows, and that was one of those swerves. They were saying this big tag team was coming, and ultimately it was a swerve on the fans. Oh, the old intro there, the intro videos. New Jack.
Yeah, these intros, people.
Psychosis. Yeah. I forget how many, international superstars really were a part of XPW.
That's one of the best spots right there. When Chaos came down on the back of
that was crazy. Oh, was that Crack and Angel, one after the other? Oh, the man, the myth, the legend, El Vampiro, the Sandman, Chico, Supreme.
There's the late great Rob and Lizzie Borden. Oh, as we used to say.
Oh,
nice tope.
There he is. The Grime Man. Rest in peace, Big
People really appreciated. We got away with. Oh, remember that?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Got stories about
just that. Just to let you know, fans, when that happened, when Supreme got burnt, you could literally smell the burnt flesh in the arena. It was a horrific night, memorable night though as well.
Man, he gave everything for this company. Supreme did.
Yeah, these intros weren't bad. I mean, Rob, hey man, he used the music he wanted to use. You can't really do that. I don't think you could really do it then, but got away with it. I know there were some lawyers that they were talking with when that was happening, not their own lawyers. Oh, there's the Mega Toad splash.
And something people might not know, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but little insight here. All this editing that you see these videos put together by none other than XPW champion White Trash Johnny Webb was the brains and the knowledge, the technical expertise behind the editing and making sure everything was in sync, the music, the graphics, putting everything together. Oh, look at those two handsome young guys right there. Tom Willis meets Little Puppet. This guy. See, that's the kind of stuff. That was all Webb right there. With the,
it's me, Rivera. Yeah.
You got the Confederate Webb shirt on.
Folks, right this week on the show, we're going to talk about what we found out last week here on the show, and that's the next big event, the next live show of XPW emulating from the Grand Olympic Auditorium in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. And this show's coming to you live Saturday night, February the 23rd. And Chico, it's gonna be a big one. We promise you that.
So this is
yes.
before
But
you were Juantastico.
No broken promises. No surprises not coming true, Chico. This time, the only promise made will be by Mr. Robert Black. And that promise is, it will be the end of the line for the Enterprise, Chico. Vengeance will belong to Robert Black.
Well, we're going to find that out for sure. Saturday night, February the 23rd from the Grand Olympic Auditorium. Now, tickets are on sale for this event. If you want to get tickets now, I don't mind telling you that ringside tickets are available.
At this time, man.
Last show, it took less than 4 minutes for the first row to sell out completely. If you want tickets right this minute.
This is actually my first episode. This is me taking over. This is the night. Because if you look at your reaction and everything, that I remember the outfit. Like, I wasn't ready for that. I was like, I borrowed a shirt.
Wait a minute. This wasn't
you sure it's not the first one?
I don't think that.
Oh, no, you're right. This is probably like number 2. This is probably like 2 or 3.
Because the whole story was Pat left, and and you came in pretending kayfabed only me.
Yeah.
Like, I guess everybody in the world of XPW knew you weren't, but it was kind of one of those things where I am Larry Rivera. I'm like, wait, what? No, this can't be, and all that.
No, wait,
so
you're astute journalistic instincts let you know that I wasn't him, and everybody was like, hey, they all look alike. Of course, that's him. That was the gimmick, or that was the rub. That was the idea behind the explanation for this and the comedy behind it.
Yeah. Man, one of us is really aged.
Both of us have really aged, buddy. Oh, that was a shot at me.
We were younger.
This guy.
Now, Rob, there he is, man, in the office. So where we were, you go out that door, Kevin comes in, you go to the left, and then boom, there's the big warehouse, and then right around the corner to the right, amongst all the videotapes, wrestling and otherwise, was our little studio setup.
Our studio corner.
Yep, and then bam, to the right where Kevin came out, down the hallway, up was Webb's Edit Bay. Right. So yeah, there was a lot of and not at this time, but there was a lot of filler at one point with these office skits, and people liked them, and they were funny, and they always were usually always about. They were there for a reason, obviously. They were there to tell the story, but we were also having fun at the same time. And that was Rob's office, folks. That was his office, and Kevin's was around the corner there.
Yeah.
But
no sets, no studios. We just shot where we were. That was Rob's office, and you wanted a shot of Rob's office, then you went into Rob's office. There was no the only real set was just that XPW backdrop we had. Everything else was what you saw was what you got, especially that guy right there.
Yeah. One of the greats.
Angel, my brother.
John. And man, I don't want to say he's underrated or an unsung hero, but the bumps that this guy took, almost you got distracted with his gimmick to the point where it's like, whoa, this guy can work, this guy can go, and this guy can take a pounding. I mean, all those matches with him and Lester Supreme, those power bombs off the, oh my gosh, in Pittsburgh and in Philadelphia, where he came right on the concrete, those tables, might as well not have been any tables. But so John was there a lot. There were your regulars that were at the office. Webb obviously worked there. Kevin obviously worked there. Smiley, GQ Money worked there.
Angel worked there.
And Angel worked there. That's a big reason why certain guys you saw more on TV. And you and I, we were there once a week. This was most likely a Wednesday night. They could have filmed some of this stuff the day before we were there or the day after. But we were always usually there on a Wednesday, sometimes a Tuesday. And this is if it's the night we were there, this is probably after midnight sometime.
Easily.
And a lot of those vignettes were a lot of those vignettes that we were doing were the last thing they did that night. So, I mean, there were times where we talked about this too, where we were there from sometimes 3, 4, even 5 in the mornings at time.
There was a couple times I remember going straight from doing taping TV, going straight to work.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly, and
Going
literally
straight to the shoot job that I started at 8 a.m.
By the way,
left from there to go straight.
By the way, there's Mike Hartsfield.
There's my man, Mike. Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, happy
Hartsfield.
birthday, Mike. I'm gonna be doing some projects with him again pretty soon. But
that's awesome.
He was really intricate part of the company when he came in. Doesn't get the credit. He's responsible for bringing XPW back when we did Cold Day in Hell, when we did XPW 10, the 10-year anniversary, as well as then he started MexPW, which became Mex Pro. So he's got his hands and quite the music guy. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sad I couldn't be a part of his attempt at his resurrection of XPW.
This is the stuff that there's GQ money, but man, as you can tell, fans, a different time. This was the days of Howard Stern, of Jerry Springer, the attitude, ruthless aggression kind of. I mean, unbelievable as to how times have changed. They say the 70s was really like the smut became big, and then in the 80s it went more conservative, and then in the 90s it kind of came back here. So who knows? Is it going to come back? We'll see. Who knows?
Well, you watch some music videos nowadays. I mean, this is all tame by comparison. If you watch some music videos, it's just, it hasn't really changed too much.
Well, yeah, but there's limits now with certain things, and I don't know. I don't think you're going to see like this right here. You're not going to really see this on mainstream television, let's say, or cable TV.
Yeah, those days were different, and the part of the catch is the keyword there is television.
Yeah, we run
media. Media was not what it is today.
No.
People forget, like, for XPW to have a television show that was, syndicated and literally just being on TV,
right? Way
bigger deal. Nowadays, you put yourself on YouTube or get your own domain and do your own WW thing, and you just put your stuff out there. So easy to just promote yourself. Back in those days, you could be doing amazing house shows, but there was no way to get out there unless you could, have a connection or know somebody that could maybe somehow get you on the news or something to get on television somehow.
It's so true. And we did, I think, talk about this, especially when you, myself, and Larry did our episode. And there he is. Hey, let's get a little audio here.
Let's get some audio. Because I know his music's playing right now. You're a spirit animal, man. Sometimes I want my music to play while I'm walking in somewhere.
How you doing, Robot?
I'm all right. Yeah,
what's with the whole pajamas?
Oh, you like that? You like that? Pretty nice, huh?
You got like little feeties in there?
Yeah, feeties. Bet you didn't know they made them for full-grown adults, huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a party over there at the Playboy Mansion, Hef. Hef? Good friend of mine, Hef.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, he's in my Boonchu class, too. He invited me, because, everyone's like, yay, Webb, because I defended my title once again, so... they call me the Iron Man now, because I went the whole distance, whole thing, Iron Man. Time limit draw. Well, pretty impressive, huh?
It is pretty impressive. I think we're working on, how many title defenses have you had now? Like 20?
Yeah, something like that. 11, 18, I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. Really, Hefner.
Yeah. Boom shoot. Pretty good for an old guy. So anyway, I was just wondering, here we are again. Got anything lined up for me yet? Like any Asian or Latin superstars, masked wrestlers for me to go up against now? Next show? Got one big distance again.
got one better. You know,
how'd that whole Vampiro thing happen anyway?
I don't know. Don't worry about it. Did we win?
Well, yeah.
All right, forget about
The
it.
Iron Man.
Because you are the Iron Man.
Exactly.
But listen to me. This is good. I just wrote this down. I'm gonna fill you in. You know that tab thing. You know, we haven't talked about that tab because I've been running around. I've been doing other things. You know, we're back in the office. The tab's up to like $44,000.
But I just won again.
Yeah, but it was like 60, 70,000. So knock it back down to 43. You're gonna have to make some personal appearances real soon. I got some things lined up. You're gonna like it.
All right.
It's gonna be good.
There's no yogurt or mayonnaise. I don't like either one of those. I don't want to do any kind of yogurt or mayonnaise endorsements.
All right. Yogurt. No man.
Hold the mayo.
You don't like the mayo. You know who likes mayo?
I don't want to know.
Angel.
Yeah, I figured.
All right. So listen.
So my opponent.
GQ Money. GQ Money. He won the Battle Zone match. He gets the next shot. GQ Money. That's pretty good.
The little guy?
Oh, yeah.
About this tall?
Yeah. And let me tell you something.
Look Charms?
Baldy.
Right.
The whole thing. Let me tell you something. I want you to pulverize him. Destroy him.
That should be easy, huh?
Let me tell you something. You know what I want you to do? I want you to humiliate him. After you pin him, I want him so humiliated. I want you to come up with some ideas. I want the worst form of humiliation possible known to man.
All right, I'll work on that.
You think about it.
All right.
1, 2, 3, humiliation. 1, 2, 3, humiliation.
What, like put like a Amway T-shirt on or something like that, or?
No, something better than Amway. Something.
Webb was funny.
I want you to come up.
He was
with
a funny guy, man.
Like I don't know, 4 weeks, 3 weeks to.
Yeah, Webb had a very quick wit, comical mind, and so yeah, the title switched over to him. This was, of course, after Damage Incorporated. Damage Inc. was the show that we saw Lazy and Sabu's final appearance. So they were on their way out, and I was proud of how that came out, because I think that was the show before you came on, right? Where there was where Rob was wrestling. Rob had to wrestle Sabu, and then he went to the back, and then they dragged him back out, but it was really Webb with the dreadlocks.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So I thought that was well done. I thought that was great. Oh, wait, audio here. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Here's music.
You know,
All
XPW took a bum rap after New Year's Revolution. The hell are you drinking? I mean, the fans were pissed. The press continued to disrespect this company, but this time it was all because the Enterprise decided to act like a bunch of jackasses.
Chico, but the disrespecting the XPW is nothing new. From the beginning, the internet cheats, the reporters, the wrestling community in Los Angeles, Chico, all out to attack the XPW because of its revolutionary ways and because they challenged the beloved ECW. And Chico, we are now in the year 2002. Who is still here? You know who is still here? We are still here, XPW, and there is nothing that they can do about it. And they are jealous. And all the local wrestlers here in Los Angeles, they want a shot at the XPW, Chico. They are having a hard time bringing in the fan to the local Boys and Girls Club, Chico.
You know, and also, you talked about that, pal. For the past 2.5 years,
foreshadowing the old SoCal Jobbers Union there.
Yeah, that's right. We were going to bring in the SoCal Jobbers Union, talking about comparing the league to independent wrestling and the YMCAs and the Legion Halls and all that. And that was a way to present the company as no pun intended, grandioso. We were at the Grand Olympic Auditorium at this time. But we did go to Patriot Hall, and that kind of poo-pooed on that whole notion of, here we are. I mean, nothing wrong at all, of course, independent leagues doing that. But this was like we're talking right there. It was interesting because WCW had just folded, ECW had just folded. We were on television, like us or not. We were it as far as the other league on television right now this time. Now I got to take some credit for this. See the fans lit up right there?
Yeah.
So when I came to the Olympic, and here's Big Schwag, this is show, there's American Wild Child. So this angle was, let's bring these jobbers in. And that was a way for Rob too to say, hey, look, this is what we're comparing us to. We're XPW, the jobbers are down here. And you're also giving these guys some shine, some TV time. So everybody wins. See the lights up there above him?
Yeah.
So when I got to the arena, I was always infatuated with growing up watching the evolution of WWE, WCW, with the lighting change and all that. I remember going to the tapings like, oh, that's what they do. They darken the top and then they shine the light on where the fans are. Well, I would come to the Olympic and I did this. I told the guys, I asked Kevin, like, dude, let me do this. Rob's like, what are you talking about, Kevin? Trust me. I had the guys lower the lights and shine them on opposite hard cam right there. So you see the fans and take the lights back up. Just doing that made this look so much better because there were some shows where we didn't do that. And you didn't know there were a ton of people there.
Right.
So that was that. We had the luxury of having those lights. Those were the Olympics lights right there. We didn't bring those in. The sports arena, we didn't have that. We just had the light, that blue light that was under the scoreboard for house shows. So anyway, that's what you see right there. And man, the Olympic just looked incredible. And we were fortunate enough. We didn't know this, Gabriel, at the time, but after watching the Mr. McMahon Netflix and seeing the history, not just WWE, but when the territories were there, right? The LA Hollywood wrestling territory, Central and Southern California, was dying out in the late 70s. Piper, Guerrero, that was like the last big one they did. La Cucaracha, all that, But you go back to the days of Gorgeous George, their big time names, right? In the Hollywood wrestling territory. But what we did, the territories obviously weren't going on in 2002, but it felt like that with XPW because XPW, and chime in on this too, Gabriel, but fans in Los Angeles really felt like this was their company. This was our turf.
Yeah. No,
the West
definitely.
Coast. Right.
Definitely.
And so we, in talking back about the Grand Olympic, from the days of Hollywood wrestling, Gorgeous George, the 50s, to this point, we bookended the entire history of wrestling with the Grand Olympic Auditorium with XPW. And it wasn't just another show at the Olympic. This was a television product emulating from the Grand Olympic. And again, we were a syndicate. KGLA was a syndicate of America One. Everybody was seeing this that had America One coast to coast.
Exactly. Two things on that. You're right about our fans were something special. It was, and here's a good example of that. Like Pogo the Clown had such, like our fans. Like I don't think I'm exaggerating, but we had I'd say a good 24 fans that if Pogo would have said, "Hey, go kill that guy right there," they would have done it.
Yeah,
like we had some rabid fans that took. I mean, some people say the ECW fans were hard. No, our fans were way more hardcore for whatever reason. I don't know if that there was just a hunger for that, or we're just in the right place at the right time. But our fans were just rabid for our, especially, and not just. What's amazing too is that Rob succeeded in putting over the local guys. Yeah, he brought in the names from international, from WCW, ECW, whatever, but he still put our guys over. He put Chaos over. Supreme was over.
And Pogo and
Pogo.
By the way, over. And look at Pogo right there. Why was he sent out to defend the company? Yeah, it's a storyline. but there's a lot of reality to this. It's like, we need to figure out who's going to defend the company. Dude, Pogo, like you said, would bleed for the company, for the fans. And that what he's wearing, his ring gear, he didn't put, Kevin didn't have him put XPW. He put it on his ring gear.
He got XPW tattooed right here on his neck.
And you want to see some realism. I want to say this was one of those moments where Pogo was being Pogo. Okay. and again, Pogo took this to heart. It's an angle, but it's like, watch. Well, here we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Forgive me for forgetting this guy's name, but he was a great talent. Yeah. See, look at this. And you want to talk? We go back to Insane Clown. Look at that, dude. Look at that. And when we're
me in the morning,
when we're commentating over this, it's like we're calling it like a wrestling match. And when we say it like that, oh my goodness, that one was actually, oh my goodness, you know, and he did that to the ICP, like Insane Clown.
Well, you know what? I'm wondering here, can we go to audio and see what we're actually doing on commentary?
Well, if we are, I think we are.
This guy.
Yeah.
What a buffoon this guy is. Huge clothesline from Pogo the Clown.
Again.
What the hell are these backyard wrestlers?
I'm just wondering because I know there was some overlap where I was on TV.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, apparently they're not doing very much, Jake.
Okay, big man. That's it.
There's Bobby.
Pro wrestling. King Fabio, get the ring and show that smart ass what you gotta do.
King Fabiano.
No, Jake.
These
Talent.
guys are jumping off roofs into swimming pools. I mean, these
Great
guys
guy,
are
man. Fabi's a great guy.
Huge clothesline from
Well, let's not talk while the
Dom
audio.
Luis Jacob just got his head taken off.
Dom DeLuise. What is this, Blazing Saddles? Jake. Pogo the Clown. Just demolishing these guys, whoever the hell they are, whoever the hell they think they are.
Jacob, the crazy clown, in complete control.
Look at this, Pogo the Clown.
It's straight style. Show this smart ass what it's like to be young and a wrestler. Right now, kick his ass.
What the hell is this guy thinking? Yeah, you're supposed to hit the guy when you look at this. This guy's a joke, man. All these guys are jokes.
He's been practicing
right
the dance moves instead of the wrestling moves with his Backstreet Boy friends.
Backstreet Boys. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Perhaps a Pogo bomb coming up. Oh, and he nailed him right to
Just
the back of the
muscled him
neck.
up.
The injuries, Jacob. Cuidado.
All right, I'm down to two guys. Robert, make it all, John, and cyberspace. Both of you get in the ring. Both of you kick his ass.
These guys are a bunch of dorks. They probably all live at home with their mom.
Wait, look, Chico, the Purple Ranger in the ring. The Purple Power Ranger, Chico.
The Power Ranger. Look at these guys. What buffoons. What the hell do they think they're doing? They're making fools of themselves. This is XPW, damn it. Oh, huge double clothesline from Pogo the Clown.
Mira, the Power Ranger broken in half, Chico, from the clothesline.
Yeah.
This is nuts, man. This is completely nuts. I mean, these guys, this big or swag, whatever you want to call them. What is this now? Oh, Pogo the Clown grabbing the mic.
Hey, you know what? Shit! I'm whatever the your name is. Get the out of here before I murder your ass.
Whoa.
Pogo is angry, Chico.
Whoa.
The only thing I got to say, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. There's one promotion in the world, and that is XPW.
That is correct.
Pogo's representing tonight.
XPW. I'm in your pro, and you mother.
Pogo with very strong words for the fan.
Okay.
Here in the SPW
Okay,
arena,
let's
Jacob.
take that. Okay. Again, I want to say 50-50, but there's probably about 80% him being real and 20% we're going to work this angle.
Well, yeah, because let's keep it real. Wasn't Pogo's shtick was that he didn't talk?
Yeah. Well, at first he did not. Yeah. I couldn't help himself. All right, here we are. Now, let me get the audio here because I remember why we had the camera angle like.
What the hell is what a big swag? What a loser.
Jake, I do not know what a swag is, Jake. What I do know is that Pogo sent those guys back to the Boys and Girls Club to wrestle in front of 23 people for 10 pesos, Jake.
You know, I got to say, it was great to see Pogo the Clown come to the defense of this company, XPW. These guys were taught a painful lesson, and to add insult to injury, XPW security came to the ring and escorted these guys down to the the dungeon basement. Looked like they were in a little closet down beneath the Grand Olympic Auditorium. They were sat there awaiting the police, of course, to arrest them for jumping the railing at the show. And while they were waiting, XPW cameras caught this footage.
I tell you guys to listen to me week after week. It's pack the bags, Steve. We gotta go. We got a show to referee tomorrow, some parking lot. I don't know where we're gonna be at. Buddy George, over and over again. You see a big fat man like you punch him in the balls. Punch him in the balls. And you, Street Styles, C-Walk, flip him off, and slap him across the face. I shouldn't have to get dirty because in Hollywood, I have a trailer. Here at XPW, we don't get paid. That's right. The SoCal local unit, we don't get paid. But now, you saw what happened tonight. Those fans know who we're. Pack the bag! They know who we are. Tonight is our night. And next time we get Pogo, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to stop that mother.
Okay, let's mute it. I mean, it was so gritty, and I love that gritty realness that it was, you know, and you know, when the cameras were off, again, going back to Pogo, not just him, but everybody, it was like we really were living this, and again, we talk about the times changing, you know, Pogo's language, coming to the ring, pretending his gimmick was John Wayne Gacy. You know, I don't think you're going to see stuff quite like this anymore. And wrestling, at least then, when we did our stuff, we felt so, and if you agree with this, we felt so free to express ourselves without any worry of, is this going to be okay? Is this going to be acceptable? We just did this stuff. And it was wrestling. So no one, kind of like what Dave Meltzer says, I'm not going to cover wrestling if they're doing bad stuff. It's wrestling. And that's kind of why we got the green light to kind of do whatever we wanted, you know? And wrestling had kept that for a long time when other forms of entertainment were now being watchdogged what they could do, which was correct, you know? So man, the freedom that we had was wonderful.
Well, you know, that freedom came from the fact that from days gone by, like, you know, right now in current events, you know, the Vince McMahon documentary is going on, Mr. McMahon, and in the inception, the start of the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, wrestling was considered very, what's the term, lowbrow entertainment. So it was dismissed.
Right. That's dismissed. Right. And not only lowbrow, but I'm going to look like a fool if I cover wrestling as if I'm taking it seriously. So nobody did. By the way, right here, one of the absolute greatest in and out of the ring, rest in peace, the great Dynamite D. And in some ways, actually, there might not even be there. I'll go on rec, say there would not be an XPW without this guy and the foundation that he laid, because prior to XPW, SCCW, prior to that, Slammers Wrestling Gym. Can we please see what he has to say?
You see, I'm not dressed for a regular match. No, I got a little bit excited about some things out here ringside. I see barbed wire wrapped around tables. I see an unlimited supply of things to break, and that gave me an idea. You see, we've got a battle zone later on tonight, but I want to kick things off real quick here. the little problem I have. You see, Scott Snot has been interfering in my business. I think it's time that it stops. So what I want Ring Crew to do is to drag some of these props a little closer so I can use them to kill Scott Snot, because I'm challenging that guy to an XPW death match.
Wait a minute, D. I mean, this guy's never in a death match. This is the heart and soul of technical, of old school wrestling, and now D is
Come on down here, Scott! You freaking nerd!
They must be so furious with the sneak attacks.
This is a new ring. Come on, Ring Crew, where you guys at? Bring some of these tables up to the side. Bring them up closer. Give me 2 barbed wire tables.
Looks like an
Give me a referee.
Oh, look at he's blowing boogers. He's blowing boogers up to the cloud.
Bring the thumbtacks even closer. I'm ready to kill this guy. Where'd you go, Scott?
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, this was at the time where D was kind of transitioning and he was looking for new angles and all that. So, yeah, like we said, there's, again, a lot of realism there. He was the old school guy. He was the technical wrestling guy. He was traditional, you know, like, and you know, Gabriel from Slammer's Wrestling Gym. So Dynamite D from the late 80s was doing a thing called cable radio. And we talked about this. He had a Wrestle Talk show. It was a kayfabe show. You call up, you asked about the real stuff, and he would kayfabe you of what happened this week in WWF, WCW, all that. And he was a wrestler at Slammer's Wrestling Gym, little tiny gym. And that's kind of, we all listened to Cable Radio Network. We all found out about Slammer's. Kevin, Cline Rock, Patrick Hernandez, Dynamite D left Slammer's, created SCCW, Southern California Championship Wrestling. We all were involved. And then Rob got that flyer when we were flyering at the pond in Anaheim, Honda Center. And then the rest is history. It became XPW. So, yeah, I'll say without Dynamite D, and man, Dynamite D was a mentor, not only to somebody that wanted to learn wrestling, but he was like a big brother figure to all of us, you know, an absolute gem, like I said, in and out of the ring, class freaking act.
Let me say something, Chris, and I mean no offense to you or anybody, but everything you said as much praise as you're heaping on, much well-deserved praise as you're heaping on Dynamite D, everything you're saying is an understatement. It's like they're really like, it's an understatement. Like the reality of Darren McMillan right now is that his fingerprints are literally from his time here. Look at all like independent wrestling and all the guys that ended up making names for themselves in independent wrestling after XPW. A lot of these guys came out of the Asylum, and all these guys, like, who was the instructor at the Asylum? It was Dynamite D. I mean, it started under I forgot what the gentleman's name was.
Damien
Steele. But the majority.
No, wait. It wasn't because when it started, there were 2 classes and 2 teachers. So D and Steele were both from the onset. Yeah.
So
but you were saying,
think about how many guys went on to make names for themselves in the independent wrestling scene. In you know, a lot of these guys. I mean, D's fingerprints are all over. Yeah. The Southern California independent wrestling scene from that time moving forward, even now, even till now. Yeah,
it really is. I mean, everybody is a branch in some way or another from the root of that tree, which is Darren. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, ahead of his time with that cable radio show. Let's not ignore one of the other greats, Scott Snot. He, a guy that was very comical, great mind for the business. And him and D had good matches, good feuds. And yeah, this is him getting his ass kicked though. Right now. But yeah, no, Scott's not like, it was kind of like he was his character was like a refreshing throwback to the cartoonish 80s within this gritty, real, no BS. You know, another thing too, like talking about what you're just not going to see anymore on TV. Just Dynamite D grabbing the mic saying, "I'm going to kill this guy." I don't think you could. Yeah, you can't even. I don't think that's. We didn't think anything of it because it's not a cuss word, but I mean, it's a 4-letter word, but not a cuss word. But just saying that, like, we didn't even react to it back then. Oh, he said he's going to kill him. Now, if you heard somebody on TV say, "I'm going to kill him," we'd be, whoa, what was that?
Well,
our radar, our perceptions have been manipulated.
Well, hey, let's bring it closer to home. You remember you were on Wrestling Society X. You guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys had like standards and practices. I don't think you guys could have said, "I'm going to kill him," even back just not too far removed from the XPW days to Wrestling Society X. I don't think you guys could have gotten away with that. Even then. Because it was,
that was 2006, 2007. That was, at that time, that was a big transitional time in wrestling when we did WSX. It was the end of that kind of era, what we're talking about now, and the beginning of what we're seeing, because kayfabe was dying big time, right? But it was still intact, if you will. The WWE Network wasn't around yet. The Stone Cold podcast, all that wasn't around. But shoot interviews were blowing up, right? Yeah. You had all these specials on TV. So, yeah, things were changing. This, again, in so many ways, we bookended not just the Grand Olympic, but this was kind of the bookend of that old wave of the kayfabe, of the we can have the freedom to do what we want. Look at this, King of the Deathmatch Supreme. We could get some audio here.
I was gonna let this go on. Now what the hell? You're gonna have a king of a deathmatch without Supreme? I don't think so.
Supreme claiming he's the true king of the deathmatch. And how the hell can this match go on?
Be proper. Let's put the title on the line.
Wait a minute.
That's what you want.
Yes,
This is what they want.
Wait a minute, the title's on the line. Supreme is putting his deathmatch title.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, the whole story here is like, I'm going to be a hardcore, I'm going to be a deathmatch guy now. Well, like Pogo, Supreme took this to heart too. And man, rest in peace once again to this fine gentleman as well as Dynamite D. Yeah, there's a lot of realism with, like we were talking recently, Gabriel, about who was the boss in the back. It was kind of Pogo, it was kind of Supreme, but it was definitely one of those two.
Well, I'm of the opinion for sure. Like,
look at this. Here.
Pogo was the muscle, definitely, and the staunch defender of ECW. Of XPW, but it was Supreme. Supreme was for sure the most respected, and he was the commander, if you will. They did like let's say if for locker room talk, if let's say Pogo was Cobra Commander, then the Supreme was the serpent. What was the other guy? The Emperor guy, or the Serpent?
Yeah.
Right. Or like, okay, so Pogo was Destro and Supreme was Cobra Commander,
or the Emperor and Darth Vader.
Yeah, there you go, like that. There you go.
So yeah, look at that, man.
Oh God, D.
There's the major color there. It's, again, speaking of things we're not going to see anymore on TV.
Yeah, not anymore. Maybe pay-per-view, but maybe not even then.
I don't even know about that anymore.
Yeah,
but yeah, look at this, light bulbs, and
what? I got to reflect on something real quick. I got to reflect on something right there.
Yeah.
We're looking at this XPW match here. We've got Dynamite D, we got Supreme, we got Scott Snott, and we have the referee, which I haven't commented on, but
yeah,
I'm feeling it. And our brother And three of these four guys are no longer with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Felony's no longer with us. Supreme is no longer with us. Dynamite D is no longer with us. Scott Snot still hanging on, still out there. Shout out to Scott Snot, buddy.
Still blowing boogers.
Still blowing boogers wherever he's at, out in the old Glendale area, in the Pasadena area, wherever he gets a chance. Shout out to Scott Snot, man.
Yeah.
But it's just a reflection of the time. Like, here we are, you know.
And
goodness,
talk about these two guys right here. How much respect they had. How much respect they had for one another.
Yeah.
Okay, so now again, D was Mr. Technical, and man, I mean, some of the crazy stuff that we did. I mean, unbelievable. So many crazy. You know, we talk about Vic Grimes coming off the scaffold. We talk about all the fire spots, you know, to end the shows. And almost every night was a crazy, wild night. You know, there's so many of them.
I honestly believe, like, there was a portion of a fraction of our fans who were like coming to the shows just because they thought for sure someone's going to die at this show, and I want to be there and see it in person.
Kind of like watching the airplane shows, and they didn't crash. Oh, you know, but you know, I lost my train of thought there for a second.
Well, you're saying how technical
it'll come back. I'm sure it'll come back. But Scott Snot, it wasn't afraid to do it. Yeah, look at that leg drop off the top, and a 1, a 2, and kick out. Oh, Dynamite D just barely got the shoulder up. Scott Snot still going to work on him. And this is absolutely crazy, Juantastico. I mean, Supreme came out here defending not only his title, but the whole XPW deathmatch wrestling scene.
You can't have a deathmatch without Supreme. What are you guys, crazy?
That's right. Yeah, look at this. Basically turned into a triple threat. And they're all bloody.
And it didn't take long for all three of them to be bloody either. Just let's go.
Oh, look at that. Man.
You want one of those? I got one for you. I got a fresh one for you.
D saying, bring it on. Oh, no.
No, you take them now. Huh? Let's both take them.
Ooh, look at that. Just so many stiff shots.
Oh.
Man, he did not hold back, did he?
Nope. And that's the way. That's how we did it.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, the fans, that's another thing. Like, the fans had so much respect for the product because, you know, these guys prided themselves on, I'm not going to make anything look not real, you know. And they had so much respect. There was a time where an Inside Edition or one of those shows came to the Olympic, and they did this expose, and they had the reporters there that we know from TV interviewing the fans, and the fans were talking about Homeless Jimmy. They're talking about Supreme. They didn't give a shit about these reporters that we see on TV. Like, the XPW guys were the guys that were the stars, you know, and the fans were so rabid and loyal, you know, so loyal. And they would wait out there for hours before the show, after the show. And again, I kind of miss that doing announcing now too, is like, again, we bookended this era. So when we were out there in the back in the Grand Olympic, fans would walk by, got Pogos, Supreme, kayfabe, Dynamite D, kayfabe. Yeah. And we had to be back in character. I miss that as someone that works in the business. I miss being a part of that. I mean, you could still work people, you could still kayfabe them to a point, but everything was kayfabe at this time. Still, it was still kayfabe. Yeah. This was the beginning days of it, maybe going away, but I mean, it was important to do that, you know.
There was still a discernible difference between, you know, behind the curtain and in front of, and, you know, and being in the ring and kayfabe, and you know, the discernible difference between knowing and being in the business and you being a fan and coming to see the show. And even though at this time people were, you know, trying to, this is, I guess, around this time, the beginning of the quote unquote the smart mark, with the sheets going viral or whatever, being on the web or whatever, but there was still very much
right. And another thing is, like, watching what they're going through, putting their bodies through, how are you going to disrespect them by not keeping the kayfabe?
Right.
You know, look at this now. Or maybe a little audio here. Let's see what happens. Scott's not hoisted.
Continue to double team on this guy.
Mira, cuidado.
Supreme just slamming Scott's not. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Supreme now going after D.
Now Supreme handing out the bofetones, chick.
What the hell is going on here, D? Oh, no. Supreme. Oh, look at that right on top of Scott's not on that bed of thumbtacks.
Mira, what is going on?
Look at this. Supreme.
Look at the crowds go crazy.
No, you got to be kidding me.
No lo creo.
Supreme going upstairs. Scott's not in D.
Top rope, chick.
It's over 3.
Chick.
Look at that. Yeah. I mean, like you said, you see the fans, man, wild.
They're losing their mind as soon as they saw him start going up.
Sorry?
They were losing their mind as soon as they saw him start going up.
Yeah. I mean, look, when the shows started, man, I remember going into the arena before the show started. We would start late. We were known for that. Hey, we were a league based in LA, fashionably late, whether it was starting the shows or us doing TV till 4 a.m.
Right? LA to the bone, baby, Hollywood.
XPW really is LA, right? Los Angeles. But the buzz, I remember going there and just, sitting we had XPW internet. A couple times we did it live. And I remember just the fans were just this buzz that you see, like everybody's just murmuring, like you could just feel it, just ready to go, start the show. And it was, okay, here we go. Now this is Crimson. This was the guy we were promoting at the time. We're like, who is this guy? Let's see some audio here.
What's he doing?
What the hell is going on here?
Mira, la navaja.
He's got that X-Acto knife. He's got that X-Acto knife once again. Oh, no. Look at this. He's going after Supreme.
Mira, muy peligroso.
Okay.
Damn it, talk English. Look at this. Going after Supreme. Oh, no. Now Supreme busted wide open.
Now here, let's pause this audio. So I don't think I can say that anymore either, right? So this was Matt Sinister. I didn't know him too well, but he was Crimson. So he was just, who is this guy? He came in and cut Supreme, he cut Chaos, and then he would just leave. So we treated him like he wasn't a part of XPW. He's this outsider that's attacking anybody and everybody. And that's going to get to in a second, fans, why we picked this episode to kick it off on the debut episode of these watchbacks. But he was Matt Sinister, and just promoting him as like he just left the arena now. Who is this guy? And Supreme's the only guy, if I remember, that got attacked from him that came back to his feet. Everybody else that got attacked from him was laid out, had to be carried out. So we were pushing this guy as a major monster, and now a contender for Supreme. Like this guy killed everybody. Sorry for using the killed word, but this guy killed everybody before Supreme. And so it's kind of like back in the day, let's put Andre the Giant in there with 2-3 guys kind of thing. And now build him up. Nothing, I forget what happened to Matt Sinister, but he didn't last. And I can't remember why, but that would have been a good program with him and Supreme.
I don't remember what happened. I kind of remember a thing about they really wanted this monster, and then like they paid for someone to make that mask for him, and I kind of remember like and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Someone put it in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody in the know, but I think it was that just the mask didn't go over. I think Rob didn't even like the mask. It was like it wasn't what he had in mind. He wanted something way scarier.
You check that out. Look at this. Look at this. Supreme going around giving his blood to the sign, to the fans. The fans were collecting. Look at this, folks.
With their bare hands.
Look, yeah,
and rubbing his blood and keeping that.
Yeah.
It's me.
And this is the autograph that I got from Supreme. Is his blood, and unbelievable. And look at this. We'll hear what D has to say here. Here you got it. There you go.
D is not going to give up. If every one of those fans out there hates me or if they love me, D is going to push on because I bleed for this company. I practically died for this company because I am XPW inside and out. That shows you what happened. Okay? They tried to have a death match without me. I interjected myself. I intervened. That's okay. That's all done. Now what the was that happened after? The fans are there cheering for me. And who the was that clown that came up? You want blood? You came to the wrong person. I'll give you some blood, but I'm gonna take some blood back. I'm gonna take some flesh. You're with the wrong person. Mr. White Mask, Ghostface, you. You ain't you made me bleed. Damn. Who in XPW hasn't made me bleed? That ain't with the wrong person. You with the wrong person. King of the death match.
Well, let's get some audio here, and then I'll comment on. I think this is it.
Mess. Then of course you saw that he attacked Supreme. I mean, what the hell is with this guy? He attacks two guys that hate one another. Nobody knows what the agenda is with this guy. A lot of these questions have got to be answered here at XPW.
Chick, what is with this guy? The sad mask? They cutting the people with the X-Acto knife?
I'm looking at my script.
Crazy.
I'm looking at my script right there.
I don't know, Chick.
You know, I thought I wasn't sure if he would be at New Year's Revolution. I mean, when he attacked Chaos, I thought he was a freak fan who jumped the railing. I don't know who even let him in the building, but I'm sure of this. I mean, you can bet you're going to see him Saturday night, February the 23rd at the Grand Olympic Auditorium. And of course, tickets right now
Okay.
You want to come out and play,
Security! Security!
You want to come out and play,
Call that Tony! 911! Security!
Gotta get in the building.
Security! Security! Somebody call security!
You want to play, You want to play?
No! Stop!
That's not there yourself, buddy.
Security, somebody, please!
Who wants to come out and play?
Close. Chick, close. Close, don't move. Chico, don't move. Chico, don't move. Stay here. Hey, somebody call the 911. Security. You're right. Hey, call 911. Chico. Security. Where's Chico? Something to stop the bleeding.
Fantastic.
Go get something to stop the bleeding, man. Chico. Chico, don't move. Just stay down, man. Just stay down.
Okay. All righty. Well, that was XPW TV episode number 80. I'll comment on that. So I came to the office, another night of television. And I hope you fans enjoyed that as much as we did watching it back. Came into the office, another night of TV, and Kevin was at the door. He's like, Kris, we want you. You want a blade? You want a blade? Like, I'm supposed to be excited, and he's selling it to me. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? What do you mean, Blade? He goes, look, this is what we're gonna do. We're trying to push this guy Crimson. He can attack anybody at any time. Wrestlers, even announcers. Huh. All right. And then I'm thinking at first gut reaction was like, no, I can't do. I've never done that. By the way, never did it before or since. And then I stopped and I said, you know what? Bucket list. This is a bucket list in pro wrestling. And then I'm like, okay, well, Lester was there, Chaos was there, Webb, of course, Matt Sinister, Scott, whoever. Right when I said yes, all of them like, yeah, all right, yeah, come here, Kloss. Like I popped my cherry, literally. So like, all right, come here, man. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna get the blade. We're gonna tape it for you. You got to tape it just for that much is exposed, so it can't go any deeper. And then they had beer for me. Like they already knew this was gonna happen. I had to get basically drunk. I drank about 5 or 6. I remember they were Budweiser cans. So this is to thin your blood. And I took about 4 aspirin, So when we were doing those wraps, we did the wraparounds. And then before that last one is when we did all that. I took the aspirin when I first got there, but I drank those beers in a hurry. So I was trying my hardest. That's why you see I was looking down at my script. I was drunk. I was drunk right there. And so, all right, let's do this, So when he got me, attacked me and then went down with the blade, which was really, I ended up doing that. And, and then when he's fighting off security and all that, that's gave me my time to do that. When I did that, I got to tell you, I'm like, I was nervous. Adrenaline was going. I went like this, like I was going to hurt. And I'm like, oh, I must not have got myself. I didn't feel it. Oh my gosh, dude. One of them was deep. You saw I got a lot of color there, right? And then, so when he goes down, picks me up, I just really quick, like, am I good? He looks at, oh, fuck yeah, you're good, dude. No more. Dude, you're fine. And then we were off to the races because we had to get that in one take.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of those wraparounds, they were like the 4th or 5th time, we did it. Not remembering all that. We had long scripts sometimes, but yeah, that we had to get that in one take. So we had, if you looked, we had a good chunk of dialogue before that happened. We Grand Olympic, who's the guy with the face, and yeah, so that was a bucket list moment. And I remember when he was, I wasn't feeling it because my adrenaline, but the moment when he started digging, that way I remember that was painful when he was like putting his finger into the cut. The cut, not so much. He was stiff, but not, he protected me. But the digging of the fingers, when I'm saying, "Ow, stop!" I'm serious.
That's your safe word.
Uh-huh. What's that?
Stop was your safe word.
That was just what I meant.
That was a shoot right there. Like, stop.
Yeah. And this was a add to that, and that'll be it. Which was I had a real estate job at that time. I had a real estate job, suit and tie. Well, not suit, but dress shirt and tie.
Yeah.
And went to work Monday, clean shaven, haircut, and scabs all over. And I walked in there like, what the hell happened to you? And I just casually was like, oh, I do TV wrestling. I cut myself. So what's going on? And they're like, what? But they knew I did I was on the TV, the people that worked there, and some people that came in, again, going back to those days, we'd get recognized, like we get recognized. So people would come in and they knew when I was at that job, few people came in, knew, but yeah, that was XPW TV episode number 80 from January 26th, 2002. A lot of great moments there. One of many episodes that we did, but that was special for me in that regard, that it was my one and only time that I ever gigged in wrestling.
Definitely, man. That was one of your moments right there. And I remember it's like seeing it again, and I'm just like, I'm back there, and it was like fantastic, and how much fun it was doing that. And I remember all the boys being excited that you were gonna do it, and it was like everybody was around, everyone was so happy, like, oh, Kris is gonna do it, Kris is gonna do it, right? And it's so funny. And we watched it and we wrapped it, and it was great. And we watched the show and it was great. And now it's 20 years later, and I'm watching the show and I'm looking at it, and I see Mike with the headset. I see RG with the headset, and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh damn. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, how come none of us are helping him? He's just getting his ass beat. Where's Juantastico? Juantastico's not helping him. Like, Juantastico's minding his own business away from the guy with the blade. That's what's going on. But I was very concerned afterwards. Chico, don't move.
Don't move.
Just stay there. Somebody calls on 911.
Right. Like I broke my neck or something. Don't move. Don't move.
And at that time it was serious. We're like, oh my god, like, it's so serious. He's bleeding now. I'm looking at it. It's fucking hilarious.
Another thing you can hear, I mean, we recognize his voice, but you heard Webb along with Mike call 911. Mike, and Webb call the police, call 911. Da da da. I hear Webb's voice, but the thing is, Mike could be shown, you could be shown. Lester was there, Chaos was there, Scott was there, Webb was there. They were all, believe me, they were all watching.
Behind camera.
They wanted to see this play out with my gigging for sure.
All so they were camera. You had a whole crowd there off camera.
Yeah, and that was one of those nights where it's like it was getting late, but the boys stuck around because they wanted to see my ass get freaking carved up, man. but they so they were all there, and they were watching with like a pupil, see if he passed the test,
like a proud papa, all of them like proud papas over there. And by the way, I'm a big Return of the Living Dead fan. When they at that movie, when they burst the canister and the toxic fumes come out, when they wake up, Frank is going, and I was doing the exact scene from that movie with the coughing. So man, in there for everybody.
But man, Gabriel, going back to just our wraparounds, going back to, because it's been ages since I've seen this, and shout out to whoever has been putting these full episodes up on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. You're providing a service for us guys, especially for me when somebody says, are you a wrestler or whatever, like I can actually be like, check out YouTube, thank you, whoever's doing it, thank you, keep doing it, put them all up, man, do us all a favor, keep the memories alive, please. And again, thank you to Wrestling Chatter for doing the same thing and doing this for us and keeping the memories alive and keeping us out there.
It's great because hey, I don't have a VHS player. That's the only way I can see it is YouTube. So but no, I mean going back to just like you said, just the beginning where KGLA affiliate, Los Angeles affiliate of America One, just watching that from the moment before the show starts, it reminded you of the platform of television that this was on. Like you said, everybody and their neighbor can be on YouTube and pretty much is on YouTube now. Being on TV is hard to explain, especially to young people, that, man, what a big deal it was. Of course, it's still a big deal to be on television today, but boy, oh boy, when all you had was television, you could fit everybody on TV, whether it's reruns people that have died from reruns or the news or anything, sports, you could fit. I was watching this show on Discovery or whatever. They're talking about the difference of television. At one time, before the internet, you could fit every single person on TV in the world, whether they're dead or gone. If they're on TV, you could fit them in like a Costco-sized warehouse that were in the entire world on television. So it gives you a feel of the gravity of the importance in the unbelievable platform being on television was, and the fact that we were syndicated nationwide, unbelievable.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Unbelievable. So we saw the wraparounds, we saw the Office vignettes, we saw the the unbelievable shows, events at the Grand Olympic Auditorium, and looking back on it, the realization of, man, we basically bookended the Grand Olympic Auditorium in professional wrestling history was XPW, and couldn't be more honored and thankful to be a part of that. And to be at least a blip on the radar in the grand scheme of pro wrestling history is quite the honor. And again, rest in peace to all the guys we mentioned, from Dynamite D to Supreme to Felony, and anybody else that we may have missed if there was somebody else on that particular episode that's unfortunately not with us anymore. Going back to Dynamite D, the root of what not only XPW, like you said, but everything we see today in SoCal, not even SoCal, that can almost that 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, whatever, bam, you can link any single person in our industry, especially in this region of the country, to that one guy, Dynamite D. Everything Supreme did for the company, Pogo the Clown, and the list goes on and on. So watching that, the Grand Olympic, watching us, what a fun memory lane thing that is. And then watching the product in itself, the world back then, a different time, certain things we were saying, we can't say kill, speak English, you were the Cuban guy, you're not really Cuban. And I'm the milquetoast white guy. And we would say things, it was a Laurel and Hardy banter that we just thought was funny. And again, like the kill word or like anything else, it's like, you take yourself back like, oh, wow, you can't, as innocent as all that was, you can't even do that, so just the time, the gritty era and time that XPW was, so appreciate the freedom that we had to do so much. And one thing I'll say, Rob Black, he granted us that freedom. He wanted this to be the Wild West, which it was, and we were out west, no pun intended, but it was the Wild West. And the kayfabe was still alive, and all that. So
you know what? I'll say this. I think in many ways Rob led by example, because he really did not give up. You know what I mean? Like his whole thing was not who thought about what, and that he'd have his talks with the boys, and like that kind of like we all knew we had the green light to just do a thing, and he led by example. He did whatever the hell he wanted, and he wanted us to just do it bigger, do it louder, do it whatever. Just don't be constrained. That was the slogan, the logo, whatever. This ain't your daddy's wrestling, and he really wanted. That was like a mild statement after everything was said and done. This ain't your daddy's wrestling was a mild statement, because he really wanted to push the envelope, and he granted us by his example, he granted us that freedom to just go with it. Yeah.
And it was big and it was loud. And that ain't your daddy's wrestling slogan, that was printed on the back of the original XPW t-shirt before the first show ever started. So to get that message out, hey, this ain't your daddy's wrestling, we didn't need to do much to get that message out, because it became, like you said, it became that. And by the way, talking of our commentary, the kill word, the the Hispanic white guy commentary and all the grittiness. You can add Angel's gimmick to that. We're not going to see this anymore. Yeah, right. So many controversial things we did.
Think of how many times, hey, forgive me for saying it now, but I'm going to say, quote unquote, just his moniker was an hardcore homo.
Right. That was
you say that now. I'm going to get canceled probably for doing it like that. Can't say that anymore.
Just his moniker was that. So, and then also when people commentated, "Oh no, what's he doing?" Like, you can't do that now, dude, you know? And where was he from? Way West Hollywood, California. And that would be questionable too, to say someone from Way West Hollywood, right? But yeah, again, different times, gritty, and again, the gritty product that we had, you could see the reaction of that real grittiness from watching those fans, just the ones you could see in the first few rows. Again, we're talking about, not to toot my horn, but I just say I took pride in the fact that I figured out how to light that for television. And you can see there are a lot of people in there, where to darken it, where to lighten it. But there were a good amount of people in there. And it didn't matter if they were sitting close, sitting up in the loge sections. Oh my gosh, man, rabid. And big shout out and a big thank you to all those supporters of XPW, whether you are interested in watching this with us because of stuff back in the day, the recent comeback of XPW, whatever it may be, or just pro wrestling in general. We want to thank everybody. Gabriel, Juantastico,
one and only, baby.
Pleasure seeing you again, my friend, as always, brother.
Same. Thank you to all the fans, Wrestling Chatter. Thank you all, Chris. It's been great, man. Thank you.
Once again, we want to invite you to check out social media, the Wrestling Chatter on social media, which is Instagram and Twitter at TW Chatter. And once again, like, share, comment, and subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the more great content the Wrestling Chatter YouTube channel can bring to you. That was a hell of a trip down memory lane. For Juantastico, my name is Kris Kloss, and we will see you right here next time on Xtreme Memories.